Hello students, welcome you all. So in the previous section, we studied about joints, and today's session, we will continue this lesson and we are going to study about muscles. So today, we are going to discuss about muscles. So first of all, you should know that what do you mean by muscles. So muscles are all made of the same material. So that is a type of elastic tissue. So what do you mean by muscles? Muscles are all made of the same material. That is a type of elastic tissue. So it's a type of elastic tissue, and all muscles appears are same because they are made up of same material, and we have more than 600 muscles in our body. So in our body we have 600 muscles. So there are three types of muscles in our body. First is the skeletal muscle or voluntary muscle, and second, smooth muscle or involuntary muscle, and third, cardiac muscle. So first we will start with the skeletal muscle. Okay, skeletal muscles are also called the voluntary muscles. Skeletal muscles are the voluntary muscles. So what do you mean by voluntary muscle? Voluntary muscles means the actions can be controlled by us. Okay, so whatever actions our body will be performing, it will be in our control. So we consider these muscles, we consider skeletal muscles as the voluntary muscles, and which we can control, which means we can control this type of muscles. We can control these skeletal muscles. So like we will take one example. There is one interesting example. That is our leg. So let us discuss about. Our leg won't bend to kick the football unless we want it to do. Okay. So the skeletal muscles work together with our bones to give our body power and strength. So again, I will repeat this term: skeletal muscle or voluntary muscles. So our arms, neck, shoulders and legs have a voluntary muscles. So as they are under our control. I hope you all clear with this. So the second type of muscles are the smooth muscles or involuntary muscle. So smooth muscles sometimes are also called involuntary muscles. So smooth muscles helping our breathing, movement, digestion of food and intestines. Digestion of food in the stomach and intestines and flow of blood. So we cannot control this type of muscles because these are the involuntary muscles. So what do you mean involuntary muscles? So as we discussed, the voluntary muscles are those muscles whose actions can be controlled by us. But involuntary muscles are those muscles whose actions cannot be controlled by us. Let us move on to the another type of muscle, that is cardiac muscle. So the muscle that make up the heart is called cardiac muscles. So just like smooth muscle, cardiac muscles works all by itself, which means cardiac muscles are involuntary muscles. And these muscles of the heart pump blood to all parts of our body. So you can just say that this is also a type of muscle which is involuntary muscle. Means we do not have to order our heart to pump blood. So these muscles function automatically. So now we discussed about three types of muscles. They are voluntary or skeletal muscle, and second, smooth or involuntary muscle, and third, cardiac muscle. So I hope these all type of muscles clear to you. Next, we will start with another interesting system of our body, and that is nervous system. So first of all, we should know that what is nervous system? What is nervous system all about? So what it is actually carrying out function in our body. Okay. So nervous system, it controls different organs of our body, like the brain. And we know that brain is the control center of our body. It is the control center of our entire body. It may be also called as the human computer. Why it is called as a human computer? Because the brain not only controls what we think and feel, but also how we learn and remember, and the way we move and talk. So you can just imagine that how important this organ is. So you can just think that nervous system controls the different organs of our body, like the brain, and brain controls all such things. Okay, and the brain alone does not work or controls. It has to take help of any other organ. Okay, they need the help of other organ also. Okay, so that is spinal cord. Yes, the spinal cord. So which runs from the brain down to the back and contains thread-like nerves that branch out to every organ and body parts. Which means spinal cord is such an organ and that has a thread-like nerves. So the spinal cord branch out every organ and every body part. So brain and spinal cord work together. Alone, brain cannot perform all the functions. It controls our bodily functions, but they also need the help of the spinal cord. So spinal cord is the long bundle of nerves, okay, and it extends from the lower part of the brain down to the spine or backbone. So both the brain and spinal cord protected by bones. The brain by the bones of the skull and the spinal cord by a set of a ring-shaped bones called vertebrae. So we have discussed about brain and spine. Okay. Now let us discuss about brain in detail. So brain, we know that brain is the control center of our body. So the brain controls just about everything we do. Also, it controls our body movements and helps us to store information in our memory. So we can say that brain is the boss of our body. And our brain has three different parts that work together. They are cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. Okay. So let us discuss about all these parts. First of all, cerebrum. So you know cerebrum is the biggest part of the brain and it is the thinking part of the brain and it controls our voluntary muscles, the ones that move. Means what do you mean by voluntary muscles? The muscles which can be controlled by us. So cerebrum is the biggest part of the brain and it is also called as the thinking part of the brain. Also, it is responsible for learning, memory, intelligence and logic. So let us move on to the another part of the brain, that is cerebellum. So cerebellum is the back of the brain. Okay, it is found at the back of the brain and below the cerebrum and it is smaller than cerebrum. So cerebellum is smaller than cerebrum. So but it is very important part of the brain. So let us see what is its importance. So cerebellum found at the back of the brain and below the cerebellum and it is small. It is small in size and its importance is it controls balance, movement and coordination of muscles. So what is the importance of cerebellum? Cerebellum controls balance, movement and coordination. So let us move on to the third part of the brain, that is medulla. Okay, so medulla is also known as brainstem and it is located beneath the cerebrum and in front of the cerebellum. So where it is located? Where medulla is located? Medulla is located or it is lies at the bottom of the brain and it controls our involuntary muscles and involuntary activities. So medulla controls involuntary activities and involuntary muscles like activities like heartbeat, breathing, swallowing and sneezing. So this was all about the brain parts. So let us study about one more such main organ, that is spinal cord. So this is also an important main organ of our nervous system. Okay, so as you know that the spinal cord is the thick cord of nerves and it extends down from the brainstem. So always remember that reflex actions are carried out by the spinal cord, controlled by the spinal cord, not the brain. So I hope you all clear about spinal cord.